Hello everyone guys, it's a little bit late, just not too late, but a little bit late when I'm making this video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different that I've never really done, and you're going to probably see why. First of all, I gotta select an image. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to make this character's concept of what they would look like without their front hair. No, I'm not going to get rid of all the hair and make her KSI. Absolutely never. But I think the best way to start, since we're trying to get around the hair, is to do this. So let me begin. Let me cook, boys. At first, it will look like nothing, but trust me. When I say I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. But first, thanks to this part, and KSI, I'm able to begin. Now, a few minutes ago, I was just working on my LEGO set, an upcoming build known as the Super Famicom, because those builds you just saw in a previous video, I built those a while ago, and at the same time, recently I edited them to make them look even better for your view. And I also did recently build a stand for my own figure. So here's what this is. Shirogane Noeru-san, or Shirogane Noel. I gave her a stand. She's from Hololive, and this is what it looks like, her stand. Alright, well, that aside, this week I might go to the mall just to see what it is. And I might get like 20 or 30 bucks in my wallet just to see if I find something I like. No figures. I just bought Shirogane. I just got Shirogane in the mail like almost last week. So she's a very good character, but I don't like her size, if you know what I mean. I don't like that her milkers are just way too big. The reason why I call it that is because I like hey, that's really what their purpose are. What their purpose is for. Their purpose isn't to be sus. Its purpose is exactly what I just said. Just imagine a cow that's basically this. It's basically the udders to. I don't even want to get into details. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm not a sussy baka. I'm not telling you. Alright, boys. Well. Anyway, shoot aside all things, I am working on a LEGO Satellaview. LEGO Satellaview. Well, Satellaview. Super Famicom. The Super Famicom. Which, this is a Super Famicom, and it's not the Super Famicom, but it is the attachment, the satellite attachment to it. So yes, I will end up making the BSX cartridge that goes with it once I work on the Super Famicom. Because after that, it's going to be until like 4 months until I work on a build, and it's not going to be a console, but I will attempt on making a character in 4 months. So in 2026, I will plan on making another LEGO build. And same thing with my Adopt Me stuff. I'm doing this because this is my building era. This is where I'm making some unique builds. Now, it does take a price of me taking apart builds and building back builds and taking apart builds and building back builds. For now, I'm going to cut this off like KSI, because this will really take effort for me to know what she looks like. And probably the creators of Shuck Kano will get upset from me doing this. But I'm gonna try to build a concept of what she looks like without her front hair. So basically, we're gonna turn her into KSI. I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. That cringe song fell off. KSI, we left that song behind as soon as it released. No, we left that song behind as soon as it escaped. Because we know that song didn't release. It escaped. Bro. Imagine KSI's reaction. You little! How dare you say that to me! Yeah, he is kind of British, though. Low-key, British people be like, fell off. You drinking your morning fish and your tea, and then you go and order fish and chips for lunch. Crazy to be British. Not in the great UK in 2025. The big 2025 doesn't need you in the UK. Speed McQueen is unfortunately from the UK. That's why you almost don't see Speed McQueen and One Village together, like as in visiting. I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. That's because technically One Village lives in America and Speed McQueen lives in the UK. So, sucks. Well, technically, they can get... Yeah, they did actually meet up. Like, they did actually meet. Like, those two are, like, collab to each other. One's One Village and the other's Speed McQueen. So anyways, I have been working on this build for a while, and it's only taken, like, a few days to work on. I got the idea when I was going outside and thought, since I already made the 64, and I already made the GameCube, and I already made both of their attachments, why not I begin on a new conquest to make what's a generation before and in between something LEGO's already made, which ended up being the LEGO GameCube. The LEGO Satellaview with the Super Famicom, because I think I want to go a little region off. I'm not doing the US because the entertainment machine sucks. It has just one port, and I'm not buying an exercise bike, or I'm not building a full-scale exercise bike just for your pleasures. Okay, so now that we've made the base to the character, it might look a little bit wolves versus cats, since that's what I sometimes do when I almost use no reference, but I am technically using a reference so I don't ruin our portions, but I'm going to work on the lower hairs, so... This would be an easy drawing if I didn't have to make her eyes, but because I'm stubborn, we're actually going to do the opposite, and make the creators of Hyukkono mad from this one. They're only going to say, like, from Hyukkono, they're going to be like, who did this? This is illegal! They'd be like, no, brother, how dare you? You weren't supposed to do that! It's a secret! Yeah, because technically Mei-Mei technically revealed her eyes quite a few times, actually. And with this character, we've never seen it. So, I'm gonna do something... Now, right now, it does look absolutely ugly. Just to keep that in mind. Now, let's begin with the hair. Instead of making it go down, we're actually going to make it going up, up, up. Cringe song from I was alone, I was alone. That cringe song. Like, we're going down, down. Instead, we're going up, up, up. We're going up. This head will be on top. We don't want to see it in the bottom. We're not in SpongeBob SquarePants, so we're not in the sea. We're going up, up, up. This hair's going up. I don't care what you say, Hyukkono. I don't care what you say, Hyukkono. I was alone. Hey, the dentro was sus. Hey, he cut off her hair. Whoa, she was getting shy, yeah, just like the COVID, yeah. Okay, that cringe song. I don't like, honestly, I don't like K-pop Demon Hunters. If you want me to watch it, you're gonna pay me. I want to get paid. You know how much I want you to pay me? $500. I watched the movie all the way through once, no problem. I'm not paying Netflix. Hey, Avi. Stupid overhype. Hey, Avi. That's slop. Sony. At least do better, man. I prefer Spider-Man over that slop. I'm a Korean. Korean or get eaten. Kim Jong-un banned that movie for a reason in his country. Kim Jong-un doesn't like that K-pop thing is influencing into his country and showing Western culture. Hey, Avi, get that movie out of my house. Hey, Avi, I'm gonna ban it. Yeah, if I were president, I would just ban that movie. I don't care the riots that will come in the government office. I don't care. I will increase the taxes on people if they don't shut their mouths on it, if I were president. Here's the first thing we did. We finally increased the hair. Perfect. This is just the first steps in going into New India. Because we now built a base to her face. Ara, saiko. Yeah, I'm not a girl. I do have a lot of figures, like Oshinoko right here. And so many other. Now, we don't actually use the translation to Oshinoko because, I mean, it just kind of sounds stupid. Like my star or my favorite. Like, who's gonna memorize that name? But then we don't use, like, Hyakkano. Like, we don't use Hyakkano because because you already know Hyaku or 100, Hyaku 100, would probably refer to that one show. Because there's not very many shows that use Hyaku in them. So, when we say Hyaku or 100, it kind of is, like, specific to that. And if you don't know, you don't know, there's 4 ways to write 100. Universal, kanji, hiragana, and katakana. There's 4 different ways to write hyaku. And you won't be able to know hyaku directly from the numbers. You need at least hiragana or katakana to know how it's pronounced. Because you can't just guess the pronunciation of a basic kanji. You have to learn its pronunciations. And the reason why I'm able to know more kanji now is because I memorized basic ones, and the other kanji are basically like connected versions of kanji, like oku and ishiki and ishiki and oku. When you take the eat, like in ishiki, as in be aware, so the eat part, and oku, you see oku has like the person stroke, while oku has, well, ishiki, or the eat sound, just doesn't have it. So this is how you're able to distinguish kanji, and you will have to distinguish it. If you don't distinguish kanji, you will think everything's the same, and you might mistake something like rentaro and read it as something else. So, you need to learn that kanji is different. Like, for instance, like tsuchi and, hold on. Bengoshi, okay, bengoshi and, tochi and bengoshi, you think they have the same kanji. They don't. One means warrior and the other one means ground. And one's like this, with it being less in, while the other one has a smaller ground, and it's wide like this. And this will definitely confuse our brains. So this really shows that kanji can be different in just such the slightest ways. Like dekoboko is for uneven, but if you put it the other way around, it's pronounced something else. Really shows how complicated Japanese can be. Well, at least it's not as bad as Arabic. I don't even want to try that, because that is just complicated. Like, with that's like kanji, but 10 times worse. And same with Chinese. Chinese is worse. It's only kanji, or how the Chinese people call it. They call it like Hanzi or something, but it's kanji to me because I see it as kanji. But to me, kanji is at least less complicated, as sometimes the pronunciations are put next to it, and because there's 2 other reading systems that support it, so you don't have to fully read all kanji and make your brain go crazy, because I'm telling you, hiragana and katakana are not the most complicated reading systems. Because even I mastered those. I can read and write both alphabets. So, hey Avi, I will show you right now really quick. Hold on. Let me show you what I mean. Look. So I'm gonna go A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko, Sa, Chi, Su, Se, So, Ma, Mi, Nu, Me, Mo, Daddy do da do. Oh no, that's cheat. I accidentally made da di. Wait, that's how they. I see. Yeah, because I was just okay. I'm gonna leave it like this. Because yeah, some Japanese people, most Japanese people, it's kind of like how we write our A's wrong. So da di do de do. And yeah, you see, do has like a loop, and then ro doesn't, and then dari do de do sashi so not. Okay, ta. Okay, I'm gonna do the ta chi. Okay, that's wrong. I know how to write it. Trust me, guys. Look. Okay, so ta chi tsu te to. And then nani nu ne no, and na ni nu ne no. Okay, so there's re, and then yes, wa, so wa, and we. Now these words aren't like we and we. And sometimes, well, are not used like this in pronunciation, but I will write them for the sake that I know all the characters. Wa, we, and then because they don't have that sound. We. Oh no, yeah, that's why I got confused. Because look, ru is like that, but then we is like a different ru, and then. Well, which is obviously easy. So I do know. Look, here's proof. I know how to write all of it. This is just a quick thing, but I'm showing you I know how to write Japanese. I'm not stupid. I can write Japanese more than Chiba dialect, which is my own reading system based off of Japanese. It's the same language, but it's just like an even more secretive code that I made. And yes, I could write that all in katakana. I will just show you with the 5 basic syllables and the W sound. So look. And this, yes, I forgot. Yeah, look. I forgot. Ya, you, yo. So ya, you, yo. Look right there. I forgot ya, you, yo. So sorry for forgetting that, but I know that too. So, eat, it. Well, surprisingly, the it sound, when you had the word daiku or taiku, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's daiku, that word means carpenter, but the second kanji actually looks like it, and that's actually for a good reason, because there was a character that also used that same kind of character. It was just like a kanji with another character, and it's simplified into this, so it became a smaller it. But the other one, which is in Daiku, that one, isn't really pronounced that much. And then look. Really quick, I'm going to show you what we... What actually looks nice. Look at what. What looks like this, and what looks like this. Aren't these just cool? I just think it's like really cool that wa we wo are actually pretty cool. Like wa we wo are actually cool. Like if these were used instead, that would make more sense. Like, you don't have to use a hiragana version, but at least you... Oh, yeah. And I forgot one last one. I'm sorry for forgetting this, but... Ha, he, hu, he, ho. Yeah, I forgot to include this. There's just so many. Alright, see? I forgot to... Yeah, you see, because I'm writing it fast, it doesn't really look like it, but... See, I know how to write it. So, yeah, guys, I just want to prove to you I know how to write Japanese. I can write kanji, but there's just so much of it. I don't even want to... I don't want to spend my day just straight up writing kanji. I mean, that's going to take 69 years. Anyway, shoot, let's get to the real job. Alright, so... As for here, the mouth is going to be obviously an easy task. And this is actually way too low. We will actually get to know that this part is very off. And assuming where everything is, we now have a background character, basically. And well, this nose is actually far off from the OG, so it's really right around here. And then this will actually give us a lot of clues. So, I'm now going to start working on the most important part. Me, which is eyes. So, me and eyes. Me/eyes. So, let me write this character so you learn me means eyes. And if you want it in hiragana, it's one character. So, it's one character, one said, one thing. Me. So, me is eye. Alright? Just wrote this down. Alright, so first we're going to draw the blush, as this will also give us even more clues. Now let's reference from a hyakano figure. Not figure. I don't even have one to reference as a figure. Let us study how average a hyakano's eyes are. So pretty much, if I were to imagine this character, it would be a little bit round, kind of like Shizuka. So I will use Yoshimoto Shizuka as our example. Or whatever I can find. So, for this example, we're going to be using measurements. And the nose and eye ratio is around here. Yes, I know hyakano fans will get upset from this, but I am doing a reveal. But I'm officially about to do something no artist has ever done, because they don't have the balls to just think. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm going far with my grammar, but really boys, you gotta think about it. Alright, so I'm going to be using Shizuka's, kind of like Shizuka's eye layouts for hers. So, because they're kind of hidden, we're going to have to inquire that same feature. So, I've never really actually attempted doing this. But this kind of makes sense for the character, except this is a little bit too far. Alright. So I'm going to work on eye 1, because this will give me my reference to the second eye. This so far kind of looks fair. Like, fairly what accuracy this has. I will have the audacity to try to do this. So, yeah. And, well, adding the pupil finally, this kind of makes sense. How do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Does this look accurate? I'm gonna kind of use my imagination. As I'm not the official artist of hyakano, but this does actually look incredibly accurate to her face. But she is a little bit, how do you say this, Minecrafter. And I don't really want her to look young from her appearance. And this will be our example. So here is this part. So I, of course, made her hair. I rose up her hair, kind of like Saito Naoki. And yes, I don't say Naoki Saito because that sounds weird in Japanese. I love to say the names in Japanese order if it's a Japanese person. English, I just say Dylan Andre. That's not my last name. I kind of revealed it on a video, but I don't want to say it here. But Dylan Andre, for example, or Mikko, or not Mikko, but Jesse Andre. Like, examples like that. I don't know whose last name would be Andre, though. But examples like that clearly show you that it actually does make sense. Alright, boys, now that we're referencing from that, I kind of want to use the America Kanojo for my example, so America Kanojo will be used. So, America Kanojo will be used for these examples. So, and tell me how you think about this. Like, what are your opinions? Are you scared? Are you embarrassed? Are you mad? Or just tell me how you feel. Now, she doesn't even show her eyebrows, so I will assume eyebrows are pretty thick. No, not that sus of a thick. But I think this is turning out well, so I'm going to see the average layout eyes to a Hyakuno figure. Thankfully, I took a picture of this a while ago, so I kind of now will understand the layout. And if I were to think of this character, I would think of her with, of course, one easy that. Kind of like some of the Hyakuno figures. I mean characters, not figures, they're not figures. So I'm going to add this for her first area, and this is what I interpret its looks as. Now this does not look official at all, but I'm gonna try to see how Hyakuno eyes work. And for once, I'm using my studying skills on parts of areas good for once. So here's what I assume the character will look like. My assumptions are probably accurate to the creators of Hyakuno, but who knows? Will we ever get a reveal, or will we have a mysterious secret? We will never know. I'm going to provide a giant piece of shade right down here. These are my interpretations of what Hyakuno might look like with this. We are going to add small but pretty thick eyebrows. So we're going to add small but pretty thick eyebrows. How is this looking accurate? You know, I'm probably going to just hang this up my wall, because this is an accurate assumption to what the character looks like. Oh my god, I am cooking, boys. For once, I'm cooking on something that I could say was original by me. Yeah, if I post this on Twitter, probably the creators of Hyakuno are gonna come after me and be like, FBI, open up! And be like I wasn't supposed to make that. But maybe they'd be like, yo bro, I mean, that's a pretty good idea. Probably sniff up my idea like a bulldog or something. Yeah, but low-key the eyes look pretty nice on her though. Not like not like you wear it. Oh, sorry boys. That I didn't mean to say that. Alright, now let's begin coloring the hair. So it's going to be almost a dark black. My interpretation of her hair and what she would look like is just so dang accurate. I don't know how this looks very good. She looks a little bit, just slightly a little bit young. I mean, not Diddy. I'm not talking like Diddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you think like that. I'm not talking like Diddy. I promise. I'm not freaky. So, touch grass. Now it is almost like 6 o'clock on this point, but this will all be worth it if somebody subscribes. I'm doing this for one subscriber. Literally. That's what Jenny Hoyo, or whatever she is, Jenny Hoyo, that's what her mom says. You're doing this all for one subscriber? Yeah, I'm doing this all for one subscriber. Hey, Avi. Somebody unsubscribe from my channel. I know it. And you better sub back, or I'll teach you a lesson. Now, because her hair is just almost obscure, like very, very far, like into her, this makes, I think they basically did that to not only make the identity mysterious, but to also do budget cuts, because why not do a budget cut on one kanojo if you can? So that's what they did. Budget cuts. Yep. Budget cuts. The one thing we realize that exists. Budget cuts. And maybe it's they don't have enough money, but they clearly do, because they had a voice actor. Or they have a voice actor. So that ain't the problem. How about they want to make it mysterious? Well, with Meimei-sama, they've let her open her eyes quite a few times, and we've gotten a sneak peek, so that's not the case. Do they just want to be bad with us and just, well, they just want to make it ominous? Absolute cinema. No. Absolutely. They do. No, I don't know if my interpretation's exactly accurate, but I am trying my best to kind of interpret what it would look like. Interpret? That doesn't exist. Interpret. It will be interprete, which doesn't exist. That's not even a real word. Well, if that was the English word for interprete, then yeah, it would. But it's not a real word. Just like hey Avi isn't a real word, but in my dictionary, hey Avi is a way to insult those clickbaiters. But it has to be a really strong reason to use hey Avi. You can't just be tossing hey Avi on every thumbnail. Now, I'm gonna obviously leave her. The reason why I'm not gonna really stick out the eyelash part is because to match the ominous identity, this is kind of why it was like that. And, well, it's gonna be like that. You know, new Okami, and a lot of what I've been seeing. You know, this actually works out. I'm genuinely surprised. So I'm going to, of course, go back to looking at average characters of how the bottom part of their eye is, and it seems to be they have a little bit of eyelash, so I'm going to proceed to add, like, these perfectly made eyelashes for this character. As I've seemingly been able to do my goat theory. So that's just not a theory, it's a goat theory. Because we're going to make... Yes, I may not be Matt Pat, but I love to turn the saying into that. That's just a theory, a goat theory. Because he's the GOAT! The GOAT! Yeah, recently I've been trying to reduce my sleep schedule because I kind of want to wake up a bit early and not drowse myself till like 3 a.m. Yeah, just for experience, nothing bad really happens. Like, I haven't seen any monsters come up at me or some creepypastas come up at me, so yeah, you're okay. You're okay. I mean, you're not gonna get killed unless you're in a dangerous country. Yeah, that would happen, but in America, Florida, unless you're in the dangerous parts of Florida, I don't think that's gonna happen. No creepypastas here. So, myth debunked. Now, I think the thing I will have to fix, Empress, I found the America Kanojo images, so I can now make that one. I really look, guys, I'm gonna show you this one. I really love the design of this. Now that's absolute cinema. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this really does reflect American culture. As an American, I can confirm this is what things are. Oteigo Nihongo, I can confirm this. Of course, she doesn't speak all English in I'm assuming she won't speak all English in the show because obviously, that will be weird. Like, if you put somebody in a show with Japanese culture, of course they're not going to speak fully Japanese on an English show because that would really confuse you, so that's why. The voice actor is currently unknown, but it really is a pretty interesting one, so I'm looking forward to knowing what the voice actor is soon. Cause look at this. This is Sigma, man. You gotta give the animators a raise. I mean, this is Sigma. I like how they converted it into a show character. Now, this is really cool. I really love the design. They really cooked on that one. Alright, anyway, shoot, let's get back to our other character we're designing. Now, this does look like a wolves versus cats character, as it's very hard for me to kind of make it into Hyakkono design. Because I'm not a Hyakkono artist, I am wolves versus cats, and I only draw my stuff in my own style. So this will look a little bit like a wolves versus cats character. I will make the eyebrows exposed again, because technically, yeah, that would have actually been the height of her face, but I think doing some measurements, according to this strip of hair, if it were to be leveled up to here, that would make it about right. And I'm gonna have to find her name. I'm gonna have to copy and paste that name when I upload this video, which is gonna be today. Obviously, we're gonna get this video today. You're gonna have this video today, so. But tomorrow we're doing the America Kanojo, and that is for sure. I think her name is Nadi or Nadi. Her name is Nadi, and Nadi, the America Kanojo, I will be making her, so. If you don't know what Kanojo means, I've said it obvious, and Kanojo means girlfriend, so Kanojo, I mean, unfortunately, if I want to get a Japanese voice, I have to kind of scratch my voice, like Kanojo, while I say girlfriend and Kanojo, because I can't really say it properly unless I scratch my voice a bit, which it doesn't really damage my voice, because, it shouldn't be, but Kanojo, so the America Kanojo. So, America Kanojo. America Kanojo. So, Mehmet. What? That would be Oh yeah, now I can learn the repeating kanji. So it's like this, and then it goes down. Yeah, I knew it was something like the ku character. It's just you have to. Here's how you learn it. You just cut off ku, you add it like this, make ta, and then you cut ta, and you get the repeating characters. So mim it. Literally mim it. Now, of course, I'm going to be doing details on the inner parts of her hair. 例えばこれってきます。Now, does this style and design make sense? Well, the blush is a little bit up here, and I can definitely see I've got a lot of work to do. And probably I'm gonna have to expand that jaw a little bit more to make the things more accurate, because she looks like she's a child, and that's not what we're doing. We're not Diddy. We're not Diddy here. Just kidding. That's not even a Diddy reference. This is actually what the shape of the face is supposed to look like. So the America Kanojo will be continued. She's currently mewing! That's stupid trend. It wasn't even a trend. It fell off within a few weeks. Even 6-7 is happening. Yes. 6-1. 6-1. 6-7 and 6-1. Which one's better? Let me know down in the comments. Yeah, I'm not a meme guy. And personally, that does not feel like a meme. That just feels like slop. Like, who is buying this? Like, the 6-7 kid is trying to make a meme coin, and it ain't getting sales. Nah, withered rose emoji. Fell off, kid. You're not getting any money off of that meme coin. I'd rather buy 0.00069 of it. I'm not investing in that crap. It's just a digital screen showing me getting tiny bits of real profit. Alright, I evened out the portions of her mouth a bit. She looks younger than the actual image. That's a bad news, because bro is supposed to look older. Oh, God. What am I doing? That's what I want to say. When it's 5 o'clock, it's definitely that time where I hate drawing. Well, we can't actually really see her ears in this angle, and so I'm gonna just leave it like this. I'm gonna see what you think in the comments. I might even just make a Twitter post, because nobody really talks in my comments, so I want you to let me know if this looks any close accurate of what it would look like. Now this straight up looks like her in young version, not even older, Diddy. Now I'm gonna stop mentioning that name, or YouTube might demonetize me, because that guy's controversial on YouTube. Not only on YouTube, but in real life as well. Yeah. I don't like talking about that guy. He's done stuff I would never do. I would never rub oil all over my body like that. That guy's just straight up, freaky. I don't even want to talk about him in this video. He deserves no credit. What that man did was